Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Professor Hassan and you are watching my channel Professor Hassan Hamayo. Muslim or non-Muslim, rich or poor, black or white, businessman or a worker, boy or girl, everyone is conscious about the quality of the products. No one is ready to compromise on the quality of the things. Whenever we go to the market, we purchase food items, we purchase clothing, different household items, and we are conscious about the quality of the things. Dear candidates, today I have prepared a topic of quality control, a statistical quality control for you. That is very important topic for every written test of statistics, especially for the PPSC lecturer statistics paper. Before starting today's essential lecture, I request everyone, don't miss a single MCQ of that video, because every MCQ can be the part of that written test of PPSC. And today I will discuss only 54 MCQs which will complete the complete topic. Let's start. Question number 1 is, I will tell you statistical quality methods. Why the statistical quality methods are used? There are main three purposes. Number 1, for increasing the efficiency. Number 2, for decreasing the cost. Number 3, timely detection of the fault. There are three main purposes of the statistical quality methods. Number 2, in quality control there are two main variations. Number 1, chance variations, which are also called random variations or random variations. Number 2, assignable causes. A very important one. Assignable causes are due to three reasons. Number 1, the carelessness of the workers. All those workers, all those employees, all those laborers which are not performing their duty well, and assignable causes are because of those people who are careless in their work. Number 2, poor raw material. Whenever the poor raw material has been used, then assignable causes can be occurred. And number 3, when the faulty process has been done, then assignable causes can occur. And there are three, they can be removed. Assignable causes can be removed. And then the chance variations, they are uncontrollable, but they are not affecting the quality of the products. They are tolerable. Chance variations are uncontrollable, but they are tolerable. They are not affecting the quality of the products. Next is control charts. What is the main aim of control charts? Why do we use control charts in quality control? There are three main purposes. Number 1, control charts are used for detecting the pattern of the variability. That is the first purpose. Second is that they are used for detecting that whether the variability is within the limits, within the tolerance limits or not. And the third one is also very important. They are used to detect that whether assignable causes are the reason for these variations or not. A very important one. Next is control charts consist of 3 lines. There are 3 lines in the control charts. Next, control charts are used for inspecting the quality of the items. Whenever the businessman, the owner of the factory, the owner of the mill wants to check the quality of clothing, bolts, nuts, the boxes of apples or mangoes, he uses the control charts. Next is control charts indicate the problems in the process or quality of manufacturing of items. There are two types of control charts, a very important one. Number one is variable control chart. Number two is attribute control chart. All the students know the difference between variable and attribute. All those measurable things, all the things which are measurable, which can be counted, these will come in variable control charts. And all the qualities of the products or the items which cannot be measured numerically, these will come in the attribute control chart. And variable control charts are: number one, X bar chart; number two, R chart; number three, S chart; number four, S square chart. Very important multiple choice questions can become from this. X bar chart is used for the average. For example, average weight of the box of the mangoes produced by a company, and its distribution is normal. The distribution of S square chart is chi-square. And the distribution of R chart and S chart is undefined. We define it by ourselves. In attribute chart, control chart, we have number one, P chart; number two, NP chart; number three, U chart; and number four, C chart. The distribution of P chart is binomial, a very important question for the paper. For NP chart, the distribution is binomial. U chart and C chart, they have the Poisson distribution. All questions are very, very important. X bar is used to measure the average of the process. For example, the owner of the factory is determined to get the average weight of the box of the mangoes. Then X bar chart will be used for the measurable things. Then the distribution of X bar chart is normal, as I told you. The distribution of R and S chart is undefined. The distribution of S square chart is chi-square. Attribute charts are used for the quality monitoring. Whenever you are discussing about the non-conforming, then you will have to go for the quality control charts. The distribution of P chart is binomial. We discuss non-conforming. For example, 2% items are not good which have been produced. Then the distribution of NP chart is also binomial. C and U chart have Poisson distribution. Next, to control the quality of a specific resistance of a wire, we use, dear students, for the wire, for the specific resistance, it can be measurable numerically, it can be measured. So C chart will not be used, U chart will not be used. We use X bar chart or R chart. Both are correct. Next is the chart that are used to deal with the characteristics, the quality of the things, attribute actually, which are not possible to measure but can observe its absence or presence from the product. We use P chart. We will not use X bar chart, R chart, S and S square chart. For the quality, for the characteristics, for the attribute, we use P chart. Next question is the chart which is applicable when the quality of the product is a discrete variable. Dear students, whenever the quality is discrete, which can be counted, we move towards the C chart. Next is main tools of statistical quality control are Shewhart charts and acceptance sampling plans. Next question, if mu and sigma are the mean and standard deviation of the process, then the control limits mu plus minus 3 sigma are natural control limits. Next is the control limits delimited by the consumer are called specific control limits. Next, for controlling quality of items in a production process where number of defects per item are counted, we use the C chart. As I told you, for the discrete we use the C chart. Next is CUSUM chart, CUSUM. CUSUM chart is useful for the detection of small process shifts. Next question, which of the following distribution is used to construct P chart? we use, as I told you, we will not use normal, Poisson or chi-square. For P chart we use the binomial. Binomial is the correct option. For X bar, normal is the correct option. For S square, chi-square is the correct option. For C and U, Poisson is the correct option. All these you will have to learn. Next question number 34. Process control is carried out during production, not before and after the production. Process control is carried out during the production. Next question. Which control chart utilizes Poisson distribution? As I told you, there will be 4 options and Poisson is controlled by C and U. C is the correct option over here in 4. Next is control charts for variables are based on which of the following distribution? Binomial, no. Poisson, no. Normal distribution. Next question. X bar and R charts are used for the process control. Next question. Average weight of the contents of a box of apples or mangoes or banana, as I told you, then X bar chart will be used. Next question. Quality of a manufactured product is measured by A, both numerical measurement, B, attribute measurement. The correct option is both numerical measurement as well as attribute measurement. We are talking about both of the things, for the variation, for the numerical as well as the attribute. Next, NP chart is a control chart for number of defectives. Next question. A typical control chart consists of 3 horizontal lines. A very important one. Tolerance limits, specification limit and control limits. You will have to learn 3 limits. Next is variation in the quality of manufactured product is tolerable due to chance causes. As I told you in the beginning of the lecture, there are 2 types of variations. The first one is chance, which is also called random. They are uncontrollable, but they are tolerable and they are not affecting the quality of the things, quality of the products. And the second is assignable. I told you there are 3 reasons of assignable. When the raw material is very poor, it is not good, it is not up to the mark. And second is when the people are not good, the workers are not performing well, and the faulty process, and they can be controlled. These assignable causes can be controlled. Next question is variation in the quality of manufactured product is tolerable due to chance. Tolerable means chance causes. Next, OC curve reveals the ability of the sampling plan to distinguish between good and bad lot. Next is dash is used to test the quality of batches of components accepting sampling plans. Next, control charts for monitoring the proportion of items in a batch that meet specifications are called P chart. Next question. Control charts for monitoring process variability are known as R chart. As I told you, R chart is used for the processing, for monitoring the process variability. Next question is, I will have to tell you there are 2 types of risks. Number 1 is producer's risk. Number 2 is consumer's risk. Producer is a person who is producing any item, who is producing bolt, nuts, cloths, many different boxes of different items. He is a producer, and the producer's risk is that the chance of rejecting the good lot. He will be worried when there is a chance of rejecting the good lot, a chance of rejecting the good lot. And consumer is the customer who goes to the market for buying different items, and when there is a risk of the consumer, when there is a chance of accepting a bad lot. You went to the market, you purchased a cloth which has defects, then there is a chance you are in the risk when there is a chance of accepting a bad lot, a very important one. Next question. AOQ stands for average outgoing quality. Average outgoing quality. Next is control charts have tolerance limits, specification limits and control limits. There are 3 main lines, there are 3 main limits of control charts: control, tolerance limits, specification limits and control limits. Next question is range chart is also called R chart, a very important. Fraction chart is also called P chart. Next, OC curve is used to determine both risks, producer as well as consumer risk. Next question is the correct distribution to use to compute consumer's risk is the hypergeometric distribution, a very important one. Dear students, you must comment on today's video. Assalamu alaikum.